The International Atomic Energy Agency is monitoring safety at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant after the explosion of the Kakhovska reservoir. Currently, there is no threat to nuclear safety at the station, says agency's official statement on its website. The blast of the Kakhovska power plant led to a significant drop in the level of the reservoir used to supply cooling water to Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. It should be noted that the absence of cooling water in the main water cooling systems for a prolonged period of time can lead to the melting of fuel and failure of emergency diesel generators. However, there is currently no immediate threat to the safety of the station. The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency notes that the cooled water is supplied from the tank and pumped through channels near the thermal power plant to the site. It's estimated that the water stock is sufficient for several days. Director General Rafael Grossi also said that there are several alternative sources of water for the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The main one is a large cooling pond next to the area above the tank level. Since the reactors have been shut down for many months by now, it is assumed that this pond will be sufficient to provide cooling water for several months. It is therefore vital that this cooling pond remains intact, says Mr. Grossi. Nothing should be done to potentially undermine its integrity. Well, it sounds like an instruction for the Kremlin, to me, if you ask me. What now? Should we all be expecting that Russians will blow up this tank? Because they will obviously not stop at anything to blackmail the world. What is your opinion as an expert?
My opinion is that nuclear energy itself is extremely risky. It is risky and also associated with radioactive waste, which is unavoidable and unmanageable. And this situation with Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is actually showing that all the risks of the huge energy source being located in a small, actually few buildings, which could be occupied, which could be threatened by military shooting or whatever with explosions, and potentially it's now used as a weapon, as a nuclear weapon located already on the territory. That's why I wish for Ukraine to slowly step out of nuclear energy, finalizing the lifetime of the existing one and switching to the renewables, energy efficiency, more clean technologies. And the Zaporizhzhia plant is the great example of all those unimaginable risks.
The main keyword I heard is slowly. I really like what scientists say slowly, because at the moment, the nuclear energy is the safest power source we have as a humankind. Because we're just breaking out. It is. I know it is really dangerous. But if you compare the number of catastrophes on nuclear power plants and catastrophe every day of burning the fossil fuel to ecology, then the fossil fuel plants are like 100 times more bad for ecology and for our future than the nuclear power plants, including all the damage it's done. But you suggest that Ukraine should slowly pause out, just walk out of the nuclear energy and come to renewable energy sources as it may be possible for the country after the war.
Yeah, absolutely. Phasing out from this, not building the new facilities, which are again creating the new, very dangerous objects, right, near the really crazy neighbor country. So I wish that this would be a slow, planned, and systematic process with the clear dates of phasing out. And this, because now most of the nuclear power stations are working beyond their normal lifetime. So it's time to close as soon as there is no the lifetime is over. So slowly, one by one, to plan this process and phase out and switch to renewables. Definitely, that's not an easy. It's not like you do it in one moment, but planning ahead, that's the key. And the more decentralized energy system is, the better it in terms of the possible risks. now we see that these crazy neighbors are occupying Kakhovska power plant, and that's the huge source located in one area, Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, and when the huge energy sources located in a small area, that's the risk for the military operations.